So, welcome back to the channel. We had the second Ubisoft Forward event very recently, and to say it was underwhelming would be a complete understatement, because there just wasn't much that was good. There's a couple of things I've purposely left out of this list because this is my thoughts, opinions, and stuff that I think is actually going to be good from this event. And there really isn't a lot compared to what there could have been. For an example, we recently heard about Skull and Bones. That's basically having an overhaul before it releases. We haven't heard anything besides this little bit of news in the last 2 years, and we're not expected to see the game anytime soon. So I'm absolutely devastated about that. There were a couple of things like there's a Prince of Persia Sands of Time or The Sands of Time remake. That doesn't really look too much different from the 2003 version of the game. A lot of players are getting excited, but you need to remember this is a remake. It's supposed to be basically the 2020 version of the game, and there are a lot of parts that don't look any different, or some that even look worse than the original version of that game. Also, there is a new Season Pass system coming to The Crew 2, which I'm not interested in, so I've left it out of this list. I just thought I'd give those basically honourable mentions. Just speak about them briefly, just to let you know that I did pay attention, I looked at everything, and those things really didn't interest me. But personally, because of what I play, what I cover on the channel, the very first thing is the Ghost Recon Breakpoint 3rd episode, which is called Red Patriot. It releases September the 15th, so it's coming out very, very soon. And I'm not looking too forward to it because the previous 2 episodes, and this is the last bit of content in year 1 for the game. We're getting very, very close to year 2, so we'll have to see what the devs do with that. But year 1, it's been lackluster. There hasn't been a lot. We had the one raid, we've had a couple of episodes, live events which absolutely sucked, but we are moving on to episode 3, and I really hope this is good. I would like to get back on some Ghost Recon Breakpoint, actually have fun with it. I mean, as far as AI teammates are concerned, they can jog on. I don't want to be involved with them at all. Just the fact that there are games from like 15 years ago, and maybe even longer, that have a more in-depth like command system for the AI in the game is ridiculous. There's so much more advanced tech and better tech available, and they didn't use it. They chose the lazy option. There's like 3 or 4 commands. You can't control your AI teammates individually. It was a very, very lazy addition to the game, and it took them ages to implement it. So I'm hoping that there is some positive feedback to come from this new episode, but we'll have to wait until the release date. But there's something I'm interested in. I will be posting a video or 2 for it on the channel. And then moving on to the following week, September the 22nd, there is the new mode for The Division 2, Skyscraper. I refuse to call it Summit because we heard about it and knew it as Skyscraper for a long time, and it feels weird. So it's nothing against the game mode or anything like that. It's just that I feel like calling it Skyscraper. Video titles and stuff will say Summit, but I know it and we should know it as Skyscraper. That is dropping on the 22nd, and from the trailer alone you can just see how repetitive it is. I've heard feedback from players that have jumped on the PTS and tried it. I wasn't able to because they implemented characters from 2 weeks before they started the PTS, whereas I completed the Warlords campaign about a week and a half or just over a week before they dropped the PTS. So my character wasn't available. I didn't get to jump on and try it, but I've heard that it's not good at all. It's just the same repetitive, boring stuff that we've done in the game already. There's no new assets. There's like all the lighting features and stuff. They've used exactly the same things, and apparently they were working on it for months. One thing, like to give constructive criticism in terms of feedback, one thing I think they should have done, which would have made it replayable, because they're deeming Skyscraper as replayable content, and it's the other end of the spectrum. There are 100 floors in this Skyscraper that you have to progress through, and it's just locked to one difficulty. Targeted loot is the same thing throughout the whole Skyscraper for that day. And I had an example given to me by someone that's been around on the channel for a little while now, and the targeted loot was pistols for the day. So every named item, rogue agent encounters, all you were getting was the Mozambique. That's literally the only drop you would get because it's part of the pistol targeted loot. So named items would always be the Mozambique. But what I think they should have done with the mode, and it would have taken a lot longer, it would have taken some more effort, but I mean, they pretty much never put effort in the first place, so it would have required some effort, is they should have allowed you to choose your own difficulty on what you want to play. So for an example, I want to jump in with my fully optimized builds and my friends, and we know how each other plays. We've got good group synergy, good communication. We can do the toughest stuff in the game. I want to jump in and do Skyscraper on Legendary. They put the first 20 floors to challenging difficulty to get you warmed up. Then they put you on the next 60 floors, and they have that all heroic, so you're getting decent drops. You're progressing through the Skyscraper. You get up to floor 80, and then the final 20 floors is your final grind and push, and you can get the best possible gear from Legendary difficulty. If, for example, you wanted to play on challenging difficulty, the top 20 floors would be challenging, and then maybe they could do it 40 and 40. So 40 were like normal and 40 were hard. So you would have the first 40 were normal, second 40 floors were hard, then the final 20 were challenging. Something like that, so that we actually had a choice and we could alter how it played so that it was more comfortable for our play style, how we want to experience it. But no, they've chucked in a default difficulty, everything is exactly the same, and they deem it as replayable content, but no one's going to play any lower than floor 80, because every 10 floors you reach a checkpoint. Once you leave the Skyscraper, you can go back in and start from whichever 10th floor you want to. 80 plus is like the legendary floors, or like heroic and then legendary for some. I can't remember exactly how it works. But we'll say the top 20 floors are legendary. People are only ever going to jump in at floor 80 to experience the toughest stuff to get the best drops. So that means 80% of that mode is pointless. People are never going to touch it after their first run. That's not replayable content, that's partially replayable content. Because you might farm the top 20 floors, but you'll never play anything lower than 80. Also, we had an announcement for the Division 2 that is going to be backwards compatible for next gen. That was pointless, irrelevant information because we knew that from the get-go. Pretty much every single game is going to be backwards compatible unless the developers decide not to do it. But the consoles have that ability, so there's no reason why they shouldn't be. It would have been different if they announced that there was an upgrade coming, so it would be more enhanced for the next-gen consoles, but that is not the case. And then right at the end, we got a little teaser for something that is coming in the winter, and it's codenamed Nightmare. We saw a dark doom and gloom little like sneak peek of Kenley College. So whatever this is, if it's based in Kenley College, they haven't even gone through the effort of making new stuff. They're using the same area they've already got in the game, just adding a new mode to it. And it's a limited time mode, or a limited event, or whatever they want to call it. But it's codenamed Nightmare. And Nightmare would mean like monsters and stuff, and it's all doom and gloom. I swear to God, if they put actual fucking zombies in Division 2, I'm going to be pissed. There is absolutely no reason for there to be zombies. But at the same time, what Pete strongly believes right now, and what I'm leaning towards believing, is that this code named Nightmare whatever is going to be reanimated, but played in Kenley College. And if that is the case, you heard it here first. I don't think they're going to put in much attention, much effort at all, because they haven't done for the last 18 months, and you can't sit there and deny it. And if you sit there and say, oh no, they've done amazing, they've done really well, they've actually put stuff into the game, then trust me, close down the Division 2, jump out of Massive's arsehole, load up another fucking game on your console, and you'll see the lack of attention and effort that actually goes into it. We've put up with the same shit, loot changes, balancing changes, every single fucking thing they do has been the same for the last 18 months. Every single title update, they purposely break stuff so they can fix it in the next one, and then once it's fixed, they will find a way to break it again with an update, like a weekly maintenance or whatever, so they have to fix it again, and it's exactly the same thing. For an example, Revive Hive, been broken since the game come out. There are sound bugs, there's dodgy stuff happening in that game, and they don't put much new content in there at all. But at the same time, as me talking shit about the devs and the game, I will be trying the stuff. I will be open-minded. If I enjoy it, I will tell you that I enjoy it and I think it's worth playing. I will just be completely honest with my thoughts on it. I'm not going to let anything make a difference into how I'm feeling or thinking. It will just be straight up honest. I will tell you how it is. But that's it. All the news for The Division 2. September 22nd. New Skyscraper mode. It's backwards compatible for next gen. There's a new mode coming in the winter. Codenamed Nightmare. And it should be based in Kenley College based on their little sneak peek. Then moving on, something I was interested, but I should have removed it off the list when I found out the price. There is a new game coming called Immortals Phoenix Rising, and it's just Gods and Monsters. They decided to change the name. It's dropping on December 3rd, and it's £60. It's a AAA priced game. It's got all of these, like, people might enjoy it, but personally for me at that price range, for a single player game, no way. I believe there's going to be rarities and stuff, and the game does look good. I'm not saying it looks bad, but for that price, no. I thought it was going to be like a £30 game. They're actually releasing it as a AAA title, and I don't think, based on how it looks and how I can imagine the game actually playing, I don't think it's worth 60 quid, no way. But again, it's not even released yet. I don't know anything about it. That's just first impressions. Doesn't seem too great. If it was online and I could play co-op and stuff, then maybe it'd be a different story. But single player, I can't see it grabbing my attention that much personally. And then, a really, really, like, genuine, exciting fucking thing happening from Ubisoft. For those of you that have been around on the channel for a long time, you will know how much I loved Watch Dogs 1. No, they are not remastering it. No, they are not remaking it. Watch Dogs 1, we had a main character that got changed in Watch Dogs 2, but is returning in Watch Dogs Legion. Aiden Pearce is coming back into the franchise, and I cannot fucking wait to get a hold of Aiden Pearce. He is my favourite character from the whole franchise. Absolutely loved using Aiden Pearce. So I'm so glad he's coming back. I'm going to forget the fact that they fucking brought Stormzy into the game. I don't care about Stormzy or music. I'm playing a game to control a team of grannies and go around walking in parks and shotgunning people in the face. I don't care about Stormzy and his music. And then the final thing, this game looks fucking incredible. And it was, besides Watch Dogs Legion and Aiden Pearce for me personally, this was the best showcase they had throughout the whole event. And that is a new game coming called Riders Republic. It's going to be full priced, unfortunately. The Ultimate Edition, I've already checked it. It's currently £92 and that's £8 off. It's a £100 fucking edition, so it's a little bit on the irritating side with the price. But I will let them off because Riders Republic is basically your downhill mountain bike racing games, your wingsuit flying from steep, your snowboarding, your skiing, all of the like extreme sports, all mixed into one, massively multiplayer. I'm not exactly sure on how many players there's going to be, because one part of the Microsoft Store page says 20 plus players, the next bit, the description says 32, and then the capability says up to 64. So I don't know if it's going to be 20, 32 or 64. It's going to be one of the three, hopefully. Hopefully there's not a random number in there. But you're going to be able to do everything. Wingsuiting, snowboarding, fucking biking with mountain bikes, and you actually get different types of mountain bikes as well. You've got like endurance ones, actual downhill mountain bikes and speed ones, and there's loads of stuff, and it looks fantastic. I'm just hoping that it lives up to my expectations and the trailer looking that good, or like the little reveal looking that good, and I'm hoping this is a lot of fun. Little known fact is Steep is one of the only Xbox One games I have got every single achievement for. I played that game so much, absolutely fucking loved it. So please, I'm begging, do not, Ubisoft, let me down with Riders Republic. Please just let this game be good. So all of the games I've mentioned, you'll obviously be able to just go check them out and look things up for yourself and see your opinions and stuff. But that's going to do it from me. Let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.